CryptoBlades has absolutely blown up recently, and I'm going to make a video right now explaining how you can get started on CryptoBlades and basically everything you need to know at the moment. The game will change, and so this is just for now. So the benefits of CryptoBlades so far is that, well, as you can see, the price, potential, like at the moment, the market cap, there's only 1 million total supply. So if we imagine it's all in circulation at the moment, that means the market cap is at 29 million, or 30 million, we'll say. And that means, in my opinion, it's still got quite a way to grow. Like if we look at other cryptocurrencies such as the biggest ones, I guess, which is say Axie Infinity, which is sitting at the moment a $1.2 billion market cap. So that's like 50x of what CryptoBlades is. Not saying CryptoBlades will reach that price, but just saying that this is a similar game in terms of you collect characters and you battle them, and you stake the money or the currency in the game. So there are similarities to it, so we can use that as, you know, a guide. I personally think that it's still got, you know, a very long while to go before it has the same, you know, functionality as Axie's, but we'll see how it goes. Right now I'm enjoying the game. So I wanted to start by saying as well that I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, and in my personal opinion, this is a very high risk investment, so don't spend any money on this unless it's money that you're willing to lose. And so yeah, today in this video I'm going to talk about how you can optimize your daily earnings on CryptoBlades, and the other core thing with the game, which is learning how to upgrade as you go about playing. Upgrading is really important because as you upgrade, say, your characters and your weapons, you'll be able to earn more skill every day. So let's get started, and I'm just going to outline right now the optimal price to get in. Don't worry about anything else for now, I'll explain everything as we go. But in my opinion, the optimal price to get into the game right now is gonna cost you around 400 USD, which will get you about 20 skill. Right now, if we look at the price, it's even more than that. I think maybe it's 500. Yeah, we'll say it's 30. So it's about 500 for the optimal price. Like, we talk about the optimal solutions here, but optimal strategies, I should say. But so if you want to play optimally and be earning money back on your investment quite quickly, then I would get in with 20 skill. And then if you want to be like super optimal, you need 30 skill to get in, which is about 900 USD. But you can play on a minimum if you want to get started, and you will be able to, say, if you took a really long-term approach to this, you can still start the game and still start earning. And by long-term, I mean like kind of years. Or you can start, you know, dollar cost averaging or putting money into the game every week or something, and eventually build up to that 20 or 30 skill that you're going to need. But that, in my opinion, is what you need. And the reason for that is because in order to make a certain amount of skill every day, that's sort of what the game's about. You battle your characters, and as the characters battle, they earn skill for every fight that they win, and you get to battle your characters a certain amount of times every day. And there are other costs involved to playing the game. Every time you battle, it well, I'll show you later on, and you'll be able to see it later on. But every time you battle, there's a window that pops up where you have to pay for a transaction, like a BNB transaction. It's a very minimal cost, like you know, 15 cents, 25 cents, something like that. But it does add up over time. And if you've only got one character, or your characters are very low level, then you're going to be earning less skill. And because you've got less characters, it means you can fight less and things like that. 4 is the maximum amount of characters that you can get, and so you want to be aiming to get 4 characters and 1 weapon. You need a weapon to fight. Whenever you go into combat, you choose a weapon. So say right now I've got this character selected, I can choose a weapon, and now I can choose a fight to win. I'll probably choose this fight. I'll do that in a second though, a bit later on. But yeah, so that's the optimal amount of money I think you should be spending if you want to get into this game. But the minimum amount is about is only 3.65 skill. So that's about that's still, you know, $90, $80, $90, $100. I would probably wait till the price dips because I think it will dip again. Maybe not, who knows. But that 3.65 skill will get you one character and one weapon. You might be a bit confused because say if you go to the plaza on your screen, say if I switch wallets really quick, on your screen it might say something like this, where you've got to buy a character but it costs 4.772 skill. I wouldn't buy this because you can buy a starting character and a weapon for 3.65 skill, or maybe even less than that. Probably you can get it for less than that. And so I wouldn't buy it here, so that'll save you $30 right there. And instead I'm gonna show you where to buy characters from, completely safe. And it's actually where most of the trading's done on the game. Because right now, if you go and try to buy something, so this is, if you click on market, that's where you buy things. You can browse characters and weapons. The market's actually down at the moment on the website, but it is live on their Discord server. So just after this, well, right now basically, we're going to head over to the Discord server and I'm going to show you how to trade things. So this is their Discord server, and I'm right, if we start off you know, at the top, you can see the top left, we've got all these different channels. If we go down a bit, you want to be looking for AMA. You can ask questions here. You can also ask questions down in the chat below, of the comment below in the video, and I'll do my best to answer, or maybe some other people who are playing the game can answer as well. But if you go all the way down to game talks and then go to marketplace, you'll see this big list of different listings that are occurring all the time. And what these listings correlate to is whenever someone comes into the game, they come back into the marketplace and they click on list NFTs, and they've clicked on one of these weapons and they've clicked list weapon, or they've clicked on one of these characters and they've clicked list character, and that's listed it on the marketplace. And every time something's listed, it gets displayed right here. And this is where you should be buying things at the moment, because you'll be able to find prices that are much cheaper than the starting price. When you do start the game as well, you'll get a character that's level 1 and also a random weapon. The bad thing about that is you don't know what the weapon's going to be like, and also you're going to want to match the character's type. Like you can see here, there's like fire type, there's lightning, like there's a tree, there's water. There's 4 types in the game, and characters and weapons both have types, and you want to match the type together, because if those types match, then you make more money. Your characters are stronger. There's synergy between the weapons, and yeah, you're able to earn more skill because of it. So what we want to be looking for on the marketplace is, say we'll start from say you got into the game as a minimum. You're going to be wanting to look for when it says here new level 8 means level 8 character. That's the character ID, and this is how much the character's worth. Now, and a character that's level 8 and is only 2.75 skill, you're getting in. What was this? The starting character on the website is 4.7, but you can get a level 8 right here for 2.5, 2.75 skill. So we're going to be wanting to do that. So if I just, as an example, copy that and then go back onto the website and then paste the character code in here, I can search the character ID and then it'll pop up right here. And you can see that the character costs 2.74 skill, and all I need to do buy it is click, and then on the right here is purchase. Obviously I only spent a couple of seconds looking at the marketplace to find that. You want to spend a little bit longer on the marketplace to see what the best deals are in terms of characters, like what people are selling it on average, and see if you can get a low price. But if you're not interested in doing that, you can just buy the average price, which is going to be what pops up. I would recommend spending a little bit longer to study what's happening in the market before you buy something, but it's up to you. And so that's a character. Anything with just the the type here, a level, and an ID. That is a character, but anything that's got a type and then stars next to it, that is a weapon. So to begin with, if you're a complete beginner and you're only putting in that 3.65 skill or less to get into the game, then you're going to want to get either a 1-star weapon or a 3-star weapon. We'll say 1 to 3-star weapon. Ideally, you get a 3-star weapon, but you can see here, this 3-star weapon costs 2 skill. I have seen 3-star weapons go for basically nothing, like 0.1 skill. So if you stick around for long enough, you might be able to find one. But ideally, whatever type that your character was that you bought, you want a weapon of that type as well. So what I'd actually recommend is when you do come to the marketplace, you always focus on purchasing a weapon first, because weapons are harder to come by at lower prices than characters are. Characters at the moment are very abundant, so it's going to be very easy to find a character, whereas again, weapons, not so much. It's going to take a lot longer to match a weapon to your character. So start with the weapon first and then the character. For those people that are going for an optimal strategy, what you're going to want to do is to buy a 4 or 5-star weapon. As you can see up here, we've got a 4-star weapon. This is a, I'm just going to call it a tree, an earth type. It says there, CP earth type, and it's 4 stars. You can see here that it's got stats. These are stats here, charisma and dexterity. You can see here we've got a matching element, which is good. We want things in this game, we want things that are matching. Matching elements means that we're most likely gonna, it's gonna be better, it's gonna be more optimal. And you can see here it costs 12.1 skill. Now, same thing as I mentioned before, we're going to want to study the markets. I've seen 4-star weapons go for, with similar stats, go for around 7 skill. So it is possible to get things, and it might even have been lower. I don't know. I was looking, I've been just looking on and off. But you can find pretty good deals if you do take the time to look. But if you want to buy it straight away, that's fine. What you should be looking for, again, you want to... if you've already got a character, you want to match your weapon to your character, but ideally you'd buy the weapons first. You want to look for weapons that have matching elements. The more matching elements, the better it is, but most likely the more expensive it will be, unless the person selling it does not know. And then the other thing you want to look at is these stats here. And I'm going to explain these stats really quick so that you can understand what they are and get a better idea of what you should do. So if I go to my weapons really quickly, you'll see that I've got a bunch of weapons here and they all have different stats. So you see at the top left, each weapon has a weapon type. This is a lightning weapon, this is a water weapon, a fire weapon, another water weapon, earth weapon, blah, blah, blah. But then under that, you've also got a lightning, you've got another lightning, and you've got a earth, you've got a strength. This one doesn't have anything. And these stats also contribute to how strong the weapon is, whereas the lightning doesn't. All the lightning does, say if I have a lightning character here, you can see this uniquely named character, Chrissy Lil, or whatever. He or she is also a lightning type. And the weapon here is a lightning type. So when my character battles, it's going to get bonuses from being a lightning, and because because they match, and because the weapon has lightning stats, there's also added bonuses for that as well. Say if I battled with, say, a fire character and I used this sword, then I would still get this bonus charisma, but there's other multipliers that occur when I get when these things match. So it really does add up, because the more things match and the more optimal you play this game, the more skill you'll earn over time. The more you'll win fights, and the more powerful your characters are going to be, because the way that victories are calculated is through this equation. You don't need to know what it means, but basically it's the more powerful your character is, the more skill you're going to earn. And the things that contribute to power are the stats, the types matching, and also how good the weapon is. You can see my best weapon here is a 4-star earth weapon, and don't copy me because I bought this because I haven't put that much money into the game, but it's a 4-star earth weapon, and it's got stats for intelligence and charisma, which is the water and the lightning, and these don't match, right? So when I use this, I'm not playing optimally here. I need to spend more money to get the a lightning type, 3 lightnings or whatever, so that they match my characters. But I'm going to show you really quickly a website which will explain how these weapons work in better detail, so that you'll be able to choose and get a better sense of what is optimal in this game. So here we have this site right here. There'll be a link down in the description to so you can find it. But pretty much it's a site we can go to see how to make and find optimal weapons. I shouldn't say make, because you can't make weapons, you can only forge them, which is basically you get a random chance of getting a random weapon with random stats. But say here we look at a 4-star weapon, which is kind of like the minimum you need to play optimally is a 4-star weapon. And we look at, sorry, I should say minimum you need to play super optimally. Let's say we've, let's look at lightning, because we talked about lightning a lot. So a 4-star weapon, if we go back to the game, has 2 different stats. And, you see everything else below 4 stars. This is a 3-star weapon. Everything else below 4 stars has 1 stat. And as they go up in stars, you can see they've got different star amounts. The higher the star amount, the bigger the number, basically. And up to 400. So a 3-star weapon, you get a random number assigned to this weapon between 200 and 400. And so this is quite a good weapon, you can see. And then in a 4-star weapon, you get 2 stats that have a random number between 200 and 400. And a 5-star weapon has 3 stats with a random number between 200 and 400. Awesome. So if we go back to this website here, you'll be able to type in, say, some stats. So we can say we got a 4-star weapon, it's got 2 stats, 400, 400, calculate. You'll see this is the best possible weapon we could get. As soon as we start diverting from having lightnings, so you can see we've got 3 lightnings matching. Say we had lightning earth, just randomly generated when the weapon was created. You'll see here then the weapon is not as optimal. It's going to have less power, be less strong, earn you less skill. So ideally we would have more lightnings. Power is better. Power isn't like it's an unmatched type, and it's better to have power than one of these other skills. You can just see by the stats. For an example, right here you see this is power. It just doesn't have a stat beside it. There's just no icon, which means it's unassigned. And so ideally you'd be matching. So if you see weapons that are matching like this, then and they've got high stats, then that's an optimal weapon. That's what you want to find. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about like how to buy, what weapons to look for, and how to buy them. You can also go onto these other trading windows and search for things. Like say I wanted like a strength. You could type Control F to search and say I wanted like a strength. I could see everything listing that's got strength in the title. So if I wanted a strength character or a weapon that's got strength in it, I can search for it here. And the difference between these listings and listings on the marketplace is that the marketplace, when you're looking on it, it's kind of short-term information, whereas the trading, chat, and weapons thing, it's kind of long-term information. So you can search on here for more long-term deals. Like say someone's listed something for really low, but no one's really found it, or they missed it when it was at the marketplace. You'd be able to find it probably on these ones instead. So I'd search on there. Let's just go through some examples really quick of like good deals and bad deals, just like while it's happening. So this one, even though it's only worth, he's selling it for 0.33 skill, it's only a 2-star weapon, and it's got power of 182, so it's okay. It's not that great. You're not really looking for a 2-star weapon. This might be good for someone just starting, who's playing very cheaply. But say if we go here, this weapon is much more optimal. Even though it's only a 2-star, we probably wouldn't want to buy it. In any world, we wouldn't want to buy this weapon because you know, if we're playing and we've got money, we just wouldn't be wanting to buy a 2-star. If we don't have money, we might as well just buy a cheaper weapon because we're not going to be playing optimally to begin with. So let's have a look. We can see this listing here is a character for 4.4 skill. So this might be worth buying. It's still cheaper to buy a level 14 character than it is to buy the starting character. Sorry, use the starting amount that CryptoBlades has given you. So just, you know, remember that. Let's just go down a little bit more. So here's a 1-star weapon. Like someone could buy this with 0.06 skill. It's very, you know, it's a 1-star weapon, super unoptimal. Let's just look down, see if we can see something else. New listing here, a level 21 character for 7.7 skill. It does take quite a while to level up, so say maybe a week, maybe, you know, 5 days to a week to get to level 21 of just playing every day. So you could calculate that in as well. And you do earn a lot more skill the higher level the characters are. What else is there? So you can see the level 1s, they're around about 3 skill on average at the moment. Let's keep going. So 4-star weapons is what we're looking at. We see this 4-star weapon for about 10 skill. See this one for 12. This one's quite optimal. You see it's a lightning weapon. It's got a lightning, another stat that's quite high. I would say you could probably find a weapon like this for also 10 skills somewhere if you keep looking. This one's much less optimal, you can see, as even though it does have high strength stat, none of the stats match, which matters a lot. We just keep going down a bit. I'll do one more for you guys. You can see this one's very optimal. Look at that, someone else has looked at it. 4-star weapon. Stats are matching. One of the stats is incredibly high. The matching stat is very high. 12.93 skill. I would say this is probably reasonably priced from what I've seen, but it would be a good buy. And this is an incredibly optimal weapon for 19.8 skill. Even though this person laughed, I think, like, if you were playing fire characters, this is probably you could probably buy this for 15, but it might even be worth a buy with fire characters. I don't know. I would look for something to be relisted this, just because it's so optimal. Like, you'd be able to use this weapon for a long time. Anyway, I've been talking enough about that. Let's talk about how to earn skill. That's one of the last parts of the video. So, how to earn skill. So basically, every day that you play, your characters will earn what's called stamina. And if you hover over these bars, which is the stamina bar, if you go back to the plaza, you'll see that regenerates 1 point every 5 minutes, which means it's going to regenerate 12 points every hour. So optimally, you'd be playing like twice a day, like morning and night or something, if you wanted to make money off this. And the way that characters earn skill is by battling. So say if we use this character, we go to combat, and you see that I've only got enough skill at the moment, sorry, stamina to do 1 battle, because you need 40 stamina to battle. So I'm gonna always choose my best weapon, and I'm always looking for the best possible chance of victory. In this case, it's only likely, but I'm still just gonna do I'm still just going to do the battle. Like, ideally, say if I look at a different weapon, so say I use a water weapon because my character's a water character, you'll see it's very likely that I'm going to win these battles, but the power that I'm playing against is very low, which means like the people that you fight against, these characters, they scale with your power. And so let's the fight's going to be on average about a 5,000 power fight around. But say if I use my 4-star weapon, the fight's going to be a 10,000 power. So when the power is calculated, as you see here, the amount of skill you earn correlates with the amount of power that is happening in the fights. Like however much power is in the fight, that's how much skill, the amount of skill you're going to earn is going to be affected. Oh, what a mouthful. So I always want to be using my 4-star weapon to fight because of that. Even if it's going to be a bit unoptimal, I'll probably choose this one because I think I'll just have a slightly more likely chance, even though the power is slightly lower. And then we fight. It's okay to lose sometimes. I usually have at least one highly likely victory, but we won this one anyway. And you can see here that with a level 27 character, I get about 2.5 skill per fight. So that's about, say, let's just say we could earn about 2 skill off of this character a day. What is that? 0.25 times 8, and then we'll just say times 0.25 times 8. Yeah, we'll just say times 8, whatever. It would just say about 2 skill a day, or 2 to 3 skill. And, you know, that's, you know, if we look at the current price, that's like ridiculous, right? That's like $54 just from battling this character twice a day, you know, and it doesn't take very long to do it. Yeah, so you want to battle like that. You can use a 4-star weapon for any character. It doesn't matter what level they are. And I'll just go over the battling once again. So you'll see that for this character, when they battle, these are the potential opponents. You'll see you want to always basically click the very likely victories if they occur. So I'm going to pick this one. And then you'll see as well that it's asked me to pay a gas cost. So every time you do basically an action in this game, you'll pay a very small gas fee. It's tiny. So this is the maximum fee that they could charge you. It's usually lower than this. Be careful and watch this, because sometimes if you don't have the required amount of BNB to pay this gas fee, then you'll get charged a lot more. So be careful of that. Cool, so we do that and then we wait for the results. Ideally, I think optimally, you want to have around just less than 0.25 BNB. If you've got more than 0.25 BNB, you could accidentally spend too much money. So I would just have less than 0.25 BNB in your account while you're doing this. You could have more, it doesn't matter, but if you've got more, I would just be more cautious of when you do play the game, because sometimes, say if you make a mistake, the fees, it does try to charge you 0.25 BNB. So if you don't have that in your account, it can't charge you that. Yeah. So we just go through the game, we'll fight, we earned another 0.23 skill. I'll fight with this guy. Here, bam. Looking just for the very likely. I think very likely is higher than 80%. I'm not actually sure. I think it might say on here actually. Combat simulator. I'm not sure. It says it somewhere. I can't remember. I just know fighting very likely all the time is great. You want to maximize your chances to earn the skill. Sweet, we won that battle as well. And then last one, you see we've got a very likely victory here, which looks great for us. Okay, so we lost this fight. So you can see it was very close, but that's okay. Awesome. So we just from doing that though, we earned 0.7 skill from just doing, like, I wasn't full energy at all. And so just by doing that, we earned 0.7, which is about maybe $20. Which is great, right? Like, you could just do this twice a day and earn, like, about 120 to 200 US with level 21s and with a 4-star weapon, which is nuts, because you're only putting in around $600 to $900 to be making at this point. To be making around 120 US to 200 USD a day. So it's pretty profitable. In a week you've made your money back, which is crazy. Although again, I just want to reiterate that this is still a very risky investment. The way that, I'm not even going to speak about it that much, but the way the crypto market's going, it's very volatile at the moment. There's no way to know whether or not this price is just going to crash with when Bitcoin moves. But if you enjoy playing these sorts of games where for me, I really like working the markets and like trading stuff, so I'm going to be playing this game no matter the price. I don't really care what the price is. But for other people, I would be wary of investing in it. And again, not financial advice. Cool. So other things to consider, I just want to mention very briefly, are that the game does have lots of updates in the works. I don't know where they are, what or where to look at what people are doing. I just know that, say, if you go to the Discord, there's lots of announcements, and if you just do some research on the game, people are talking about all the updates that are going to happen. You know, there's one talking about like there's going to be different land in the game. Yeah, so, and the different ways to battle. So the way that I've described the game right now, it might not be optimal, you know, to have one character type with one weapon. That might not be optimal in a week or a month, who knows. So just keep that in mind, that you'll probably have to change your strategy eventually, but if it does change, then I'll probably make some videos about it. So if you did like this video or got something out of it, then like, subscribe. I'll make more videos like this. Comment below if you did want to talk to me more about the game, and I've put a donation link down below if you want to donate to me for providing this kind of information and saving you money. Ideally, I would have saved you money on this video. Completely up to you, but I really appreciate you, and if you liked or commented or whatever, did any sort of support thing for me. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.